Hi everybody, it's Kelly here, and I want to delve deep into the dealing with the darkness again. It's a series that I have been writing about and I have been sharing videos about. And first of all, I want to say a huge thank you for the feedback that I've been receiving. I've had messages, I've had people reaching out, I've had calls where people have actually advised me of what this material is doing for them, and to say thank you for shining a light on this. And that's the whole point of what I'm doing, is to literally shine a light into the darkness and to teach you that you can shine a light within your own darkness. It's not about hiding the darkness. It's not about trying to divert around it, which a lot of us do, because we think that there's something wrong with us. We don't deal with things right. We don't deal with things the way that such and such does in the family, or you're constantly being told that, oh my goodness, you're so emotional, you're so sensitive, and blah 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 blah. First things first, I want to tell you all that there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. Let me say that again. There is nothing wrong with you. If you've been resonating with any of the material, any of the videos or the blogs that I have been uploading, I want you to know that there's a reason for why you've been going through what you've been going through. And it is not that there is anything wrong with you. It's actually because you're very highly sensitive. Okay. So this week I was drawn to talk about anxiety. And anxiety can have us feeling like we're just going around in a loop, nothing's going right, everything's going wrong, that we feel this weight on our chests, and sometimes that can actually lead to panic attacks and the feeling of a lack of control physically, mentally, and emotionally. I myself used to suffer terribly with anxiety. I never actually knew what the name for it was, though. I'm going back to teenage and early 20s, late 20s, early 30s as well. So yeah, anxiety was quite a new word for me. And it sort of, I was a bit like that at first. Oh, I don't have that. And then it was like, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Anxiety, although it can make you feel all of these things, I again want to reiterate, there's nothing wrong with you. Absolutely nothing wrong with you. And trust me when I say I am a person that used to be able to make something this big into a huge pulsating volcano that was ready to erupt at any time. And I used to try and force it down and force it down and force it down to the point that approximately every few months I would end up just exploding like the volcano. And it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty at all, but I didn't know any other ways to manage it. And I didn't know what it was either. So, there wasn't a shining light for me at that time. It was all very, this is just who you are, and you're a bit crazy. You're not crazy, guys. You are not crazy at all. Sorry, that's just my dog. I've tried to record this video 10 times already, and I keep getting interrupted, so I'm going to keep going, okay? You are not crazy. You are actually a heightened sensitive being. What do I mean that? You actually feel things that other people don't. You actually are probably an empath, where you have the ability, or you might not want to call it an ability, but where you can actually feel the vibes. You can feel the vibes as you walk into a room. You can feel the energetic frequency of another person that you may be talking to. You can feel the heightened energy, and you can feel the lower energy. And when we don't know how to process that, it tends to erupt into a volcano. So the anxiety that you're feeling is actually a gift. Yes, I did say that. It's a gift. I know you probably want to slap me now, but it's a gift. Now, why is it a gift? We are all extremely intuitive. we are all extremely gifted in our own ways, and we all bring something different to the table. We all have a sensitivity of some kind, okay? Most of us recently, predominantly, I think 2020 did bring a lot more to the table, where people did actually start to ask questions. But anxiety is a gift to tell you something's a bit off. Something is not quite right. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, so imagine you're a sponge and you receive information through all these little pores and the pores of the sponge, and you just soak it all up like a sponge in the bath, and you soak up all this water. Not all of it is going to be on the same level as what you are. Okay, so you imagine you're here and your perfect match would be here, right? A lot of it is going to be down here, and some of it's going to be up as well. So you're absorbing all of that energy, but you're not releasing it. So when you feel anxiety, it's like your body, your intuition is actually speaking to you and telling you, you need to wring this sponge out. Okay? Now, there are several ways of doing that. Connecting to your breath is the easiest way. So you can literally put your feet flat on the floor. You can take some nice big deep breaths. And when I say deep, I mean you want to bring that breath right into your belly, right into the core, and you want to slowly release. What you do in there is you're bringing your attention to your breath, not to all the garbage that's going on up here. You're bringing the attention to your breath, and you're allowing that breath to cleanse you. So as you're taking that breath, you say to yourself, I am releasing anything and everything that doesn't serve my highest good. Now you can actually go a step further than that, and whilst your feet are on the floor, you can visualize roots coming and connecting you like a big old tree to Mother Earth herself. And you can actually visualize all of this weight, all of this anxiety, this feeling that feels icky. And you can just literally just, as you breathe on your out breath, you're going to use the force of that breath to push that all the way into the earth. Okay? And you're going to do this. You need to do this 2-3 times a day at least. And I can tell you now, you will start to feel the relief immediately. Okay? Now, the other thing, I used to get anxiety whenever, when I was at work. I used to work corporate. I used to, and the more sensitive I became, let me rephrase that, the more I embraced my sensitivity, the more I used to get a lot more anxiety being there, being in the office. As soon as I would open the door, the energy would just hit me in the face. And people used to use things and say, oh, you're so emotional, you're so this, you're so that. But I could feel it, and it was my intuition, it was my body telling me that that was not the place for me anymore. 3-4 years prior, maybe even more to that, I used to love going into work. I used to thrive. I used to love being around people. But then slowly, it got to a state where I didn't fit. It wasn't a fit. And so the anxiety that I was feeling was my body crying out for change. It was my body saying, this is not where you're supposed to be right now. We need to move. So if you're noticing that you're going to certain places, that you're going to, it could be events, it could be to a friend's house, it could be family, it could be anything like that. If you are getting anxiety or suffering with anxiety while you are in there, or even leading up to it, it's your body's radar, it's your body's GPS to say, uh-oh, this is not right for you anymore. So what does that mean when it comes to family? Because most of us don't tend to, we can't just change our family, right? So what it would mean is that you would need to take the time to ensure that you are emotionally prepared to go there. You're emotionally prepared to listen to Aunt Judy. You're emotionally prepared to sit down for a couple of hours, even though it's not where you want to be. Okay. So what you could do in that point, you could do the breathing exercises first, connecting with the ground. And as you're connecting with the ground, you visualize a shield. You visualize a shield coming up and around you. Now, this is quite easily done. It makes a hell of a difference. I actually teach people how to shield properly to protect their energy. If you're working hard to ensure that your energy is nice and sparkly and clean, the last thing you want to do is to go walk in a supermarket and, I don't know, there's somebody there arguing with somebody else and you pick up on that energy. You don't want to feel that. I do this when I'm going into Costco. I do it when I'm going to Walmart. I will shield myself, and that's it. I'm done. People actually walk in the opposite direction. It works, I can guarantee. So instead of thinking that your anxiety is debilitating, start using it as your superpower and start to recognize, keep a diary of where am I feeling it, what's going on, what can I do. The biggest thing that you can do is protect yourself. And if you are connecting to your breath at least 2-3 times a day, this is going to make a vast improvement of how you are feeling. And you need to keep releasing. You need to keep releasing what doesn't belong to you. And so many of us carry crap from other people. It's quite astonishing, to be honest with you. Protecting your energy. Now, it's telling you, it's your radar. The anxiety is your radar. It's telling you something is not quite right. Do you need to change it completely, or do you just need to change the way that you handle it? It's going to be 50-50, okay? Most of the time we might be in a situation like with family, we can't change it straight away. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to change our way of approaching it. We're going to release and protect, release and protect. Okay. So to all my anxiety people out there, and don't say you suffer from anxiety either, because then you're just holding on to it. Just be like, yeah, I get anxiety sometimes. It's my superpower. It's my radar. Pew. So I hope this helps a little bit. Take my tips on board. Let me know how you get on. And I'm also doing a grounding and shielding workshop on Sunday the 28th. I'm holding that live on Zoom. You can go to theancientpriestess.com to sign up, and I will take you through the full shebang of completely working out your energy and protecting it as well. So hopefully I will see you there, and take care and enjoy your Monday. Mwah. Bye.